Hello, my friends. We're going to talk about the full moon on August 1st. It's at 9 degrees of Aquarius. It's an important full moon. Personally, I believe full moons are important because they are the apex of the lunar cycle. No matter what way that you look at lunar cycles, we can look at the monthly lunar cycle, we can look at the lunar gestation cycle. That's a big, long 3-year cycle. I talk about that a lot in my Patreon platform, so you can join us over there if you want to dig in a little bit more about that. I do touch on it here too. And so let me share the screen with you. So I'm going to share the screen of this forecast of this full moon in Aquarius. And yeah, it's a super moon. There we go. Now we're sharing. It's a super moon. That is super important too. I know, because what we have going on here, the reason it's a super moon is just where it's located in space. It's super close to us, and that's what makes it a super moon. We're going to feel the energy of this quite significantly, similarly to eclipses. But it's not an eclipse, but it's connected to eclipses. Hey, stay tuned. I'm going to tell you about that. So first off, let's get started. What is this full moon about? It's in the sign of Aquarius, and I want you to hone in on that a lot. I want you to write down what we're talking about right now, because this is the theme that will run through a lot of things over the next few weeks and even a few months. So the super full moon in Aquarius, this is an opportunity for us to, take some action somewhere. So we want to harness this full moon energy, and through new experiences and through awareness around where we're stuck, right? And that's what, let me grab the chart back. That's what this fixed energy is about. The sun in Leo is fixed. The moon in Aquarius is fixed. It's a wide square to Jupiter, but it's still part of it. We're going to talk about some of the other aspects in here too. But the energy of this absolutely represents the energy of, am I stuck? Do I feel stuck? You're going to feel stuck in some area. Most of us will. But it's also, what is your perspective and how you, throughout your life experiences, how you learn to find that wiggle room to start creating space when you do feel stuck. That is super important. So you have to use that through your own life experiences, because the Aquarius energy of this full moon is really encouraging us to break free from old patterns and embrace change. And that's a hard thing to do. But when it's a full moon, we get to see what that represents, right? The full moons always bring us the biggest and the most enlightenment. And full moons are about that awareness. It's like, this is working for me, and this is not working for me. And that full moon shows that to us. And that's why you will find that a lot of people do full moon rituals at this point of releasing and letting go. And that is very true. So you don't have to do it at the moment of the full moon. The full moon phase lasts for approximately 2.5 days. It lasts for 45 degrees. That's the science behind it. But the point is, take your time, check, and see if you're still in alignment with specific things in your life. Now, what are those specific things? Friendships. That's Aquarius. Not your best buddy. Your best buddy, your best friend, that's a different area. That's Libra, that's 7th house. The Aquarius energy are the people that you're acquainted with. The Aquarius energy are people that you are involved in, that, group events, group endeavors, that type of alignment, right? And now's the time for you to decide or to look, is this a group I want to stay in? Do I feel like, because groups have gone through some incredible metamorphoses over the last few years for all those reasons that we all know, whether it's politics or pandemics. Yeah. So now with this full moon, it's definitely an important opportunity for us to figure out what we're in alignment with now. That's what this full moon wants to show us. Now I'm going to grab some other stuff too. Let me see if I can do a new share. Oh, well, here we are. And I want to share a little bit more about what this full moon represents. And then we're going to talk about how it's connected to some eclipses, because we're at 90 days from an eclipse that we had on May 5th. in 90 days from approximately from the next full moon lunar eclipse, which will be October 28th. But in the meantime, we also have, here's the next chart, same day as the full moon, August 1st, is Mercury is opposite Saturn. The chart twisted a little bit because it's a different time of day. Here it is, Mercury opposite Saturn. What this represents is an opportunity to really hone in on some details and share that information, especially where we're feeling a bit insecure or unsure. Saturn retrograde in Pisces, Mercury over here in Virgo, giving us that opportunity to dig back in on some details that we might have missed about whatever, whatever that full moon. That means contracts we've made, agreements we've made with people, with groups. Again, are we still in alignment with that? And we also have later in the afternoon as well, here's Mars and Jupiter in a trine. I love this. While some things are feeling really stressful and an awful lot of tension, this connection between Mars and Jupiter, mwah, love, love, love it. This is, let me look at my notes, make sure I'm telling you everything I want you to know. To me, this gives us a lot of benefits, a lot of practical energy around what it is that we desire. That's the Jupiter and Taurus, right? All of this is going on. And then the Mercury Saturn opposition, again, a focus on details. Are we letting certain things flow or not flow? Where's that Mercury? It's different times of day. That's why these planets are in different places. There's the Mercury Saturn opposition. There's the Mars Jupiter trine. So awareness around communication and information, feeling incredibly driven to accomplish something. Mars Jupiter, this is really good fortune because we're able to take that Mars in Virgo and hone in on the details, really take action so we can sift and sort through what's working. It's fantastic with it, and a trine aspect over there to Jupiter. And then let me grab another color because we also want to see that here's that full moon. It's just a little while after the full moon, and that full moon is happening simultaneously. So those are some of the bigger things that are going on. But we also have, in the world of astrology, it's, what we like to do as astrologers is, when we're talking about the full moon, we're talking about the full moon. But I want you to look at it. Geez, I read it somewhere, or I saw somebody else say this, another astrologer. It's more like a symphony. It's not just one thing happening. And I love that explanation. I can't remember who said it. I would give them credit. But when we do talk about one specific thing, the full moon, we're just talking about just like one instrument, just one simple thing. That's the full moon. That's why I wanted to add in all these other components, Mars, trine Jupiter, a blessing and great insight. And then Mercury opposite Saturn, giving us, that ability to really sift through a lot of the debris of anything that's going on around us. And the biggest frustration point is this is called a double yod key. It's a double yod. Yods, we don't always use the nodes with yods, but at the very least, we have a yod with that Venus, the Venus, Pluto, Neptune. And that's been frustrating. We've had it for a week. It won't let up until around August 6th. So there are some areas in life where we're feeling stressed and frustrated, and other areas of life, like this full moon, we have, again, major amount of awareness available to us. So we're able to see old patterns and let them go. The Mercury Saturn gives us that opportunity to communicate clearly with others and just to have a dialogue back and forth. And then the Mars trine Jupiter gives us that drive to accomplish something that we've been wanting to accomplish. Now, I don't talk about the house placements because I'm talking about the general energy that everybody wants, that everybody has available to them. My time that you'll see in this top left-hand corner, it's for my latitude and longitude. But I want you just to adjust it to your own time of day. But generally speaking, August 1st is like this for everybody. The more specific you'll get is if you know where these planets are in compared to, like, if you superimpose this chart over yours and match up all the symbols to the same place, you'll be able to see where these planets are in your own astrology, and that gives you more information. And I know that is complicated, and that's the next step, but we're giving you the whole picture here. It's not just one thing. And then I talk about the lunar gestation cycle, which is a 3-year cycle. I talk about that in Patreon. So please come and join me over there. I can only do so much here. I do have to support myself with this. And the next thing that I wanted to talk about is this is a lot. All right. I want you to know, don't get confused. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch me. I know this isn't what people are here for, but maybe you are. I'm going to take all these things out except the sun and the moon. Ta-da. All right. Here's dates. The middle chart, the second chart, is our full moon today. Okay. Well, the full moon for August 1st. Here it is. Okay. All right. Now, 9 months ago. No, wrong words. Approximately 90 days ago, approximately 3 months ago, we had May 5th, we had a lunar eclipse. All right. Let me grab another color because I want to keep these colors separate so you can see it. That's the inner wheel. So on May 5th, we had a lunar eclipse. Here it is at 14 Scorpio. And then we have today's August 1st full moon. You can see that right across the chart there. And then we have over here, October 28th, we have another full moon eclipse. And there it is. Okay, so why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this is because the full moon that we're talking about is at approximately a 90-degree angle to a 90-degree. Oh, where is it? Let me clear this. I got messed up myself. The full moon on August 1st is the halfway point between the eclipse we had May 5th and the lunar eclipse we will have on October 28th. That means pay attention, go back to May 5th. What were you releasing? What was going on in your world? It's a full moon eclipse on May 5th and a full moon eclipse on October 28th. August 1st is the midpoint of those two. Approximately, it's almost exact, actually. It's the midpoint between these 2 points. And so August 1st, realizations, illuminations, full moon awareness is going to help you to see and complete, if you will, whatever was going on May 5th, and gives you some insight. So take notes and journal the important things to you. And then when we get to October 28th, eclipse coming up, that one's major. You'll be able to see what's important and what was going on. Okay, so that's what we got. There's always more. Read the forecast on my blog, get on my newsletter. Don't forget to thumbs up and share this, please. I have lots of YouTube shorts, but these longer videos don't do so great. So I would appreciate you sharing if you feel inclined. And blessings, everybody. Namaste.